Let's open the garage doors on another automotive masterpiece. Before it was a collector's item worth a fortune, it was the king of the high school parking lot. This is the story of the 1960 Ford Falcon. Picture this. The sun is setting over a classic American suburb, and there, gleaming in the golden light, is a car that embodies the spirit of freedom and youthful exuberance. The Ford Falcon didn't just roll off the assembly line. It rolled into the hearts of families, teenagers, and dreamers alike. If you were around back then, you'll remember the first time you laid eyes on that compact beauty, with its simple yet striking lines and a charm that spoke of possibilities. The 1960 Ford Falcon was not just a car. It was a promise of adventure. Under its long hood was an inline-six engine with a displacement of 144 cubic inches, quietly humming with a respectable 90 horsepower. It may not have been the most powerful engine on the road, but it was dependable and efficient, perfect for the bustling lives of everyday Americans. With a curb weight of just about 2,445 pounds, it was nimble enough to navigate the city streets while still offering a sense of security and comfort. As you slid into the driver's seat, the world outside seemed to fade away, replaced by the thrill of the open road. Memories of weekend drives to the drive-in theater, cruising with friends, or that first date, all wrapped in the warmth of the Falcon's interior, came rushing back. The sound of the Falcon's engine, a gentle roar, was music to your ears, a melody that promised both adventure and companionship. But to truly understand the Falcon, we must understand the America that created it. The 1960s were a time of change, optimism, and growth. Families were expanding, and the suburbs were blossoming, making the need for affordable, reliable transportation more important than ever. The Falcon was designed to meet these needs, capturing the essence of an era marked by dreams and aspirations. It wasn't just about getting from point A to point B, it was about freedom, independence, and the open road. So let us journey back to that vibrant time, exploring how the Ford Falcon became a beloved icon of American life, forever etched in our memories. In the bustling heart of Detroit during the late 1950s, an electric atmosphere crackled through the air. The Motor City was alive with the dreams and ambitions of those bold enough to shape the future of American automobiles. It was a time of fierce competition, where the giants of the industry, Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler, were engaged in a high-stakes game of innovation and design, each vying for the hearts of an ever-evolving consumer base. The spirit of the age was one of optimism and possibility, and within this vibrant landscape, a new generation of vehicles was about to emerge. At the forefront of this automotive renaissance was Ford Motor Company, a name that had become synonymous with American ingenuity since its founding by Henry Ford in 1903. Ford had already made waves with the assembly line, revolutionizing manufacturing and making cars accessible to the masses. However, as the post-war boom ushered in a new era of suburban living and family-oriented values, the company recognized the need for a fresh approach. This was the backdrop against which visionaries like Robert S. McNamara and Harold McDonald began to dream big. McNamara, one of the key figures known as Ford's Whiz Kids, was instrumental in pushing the company towards a new direction. His analytical mind and innovative thinking were pivotal in developing a vehicle that would resonate with the changing American landscape. Meanwhile, Harold McDonald, the chief designer, was tasked with bringing this vision to life. He understood that the new car had to embody the essence of modernity while remaining affordable and practical for everyday families. The mood within Ford was one of excitement and determination, as teams worked tirelessly to create a car that would not just meet the needs of consumers, but would also inspire a sense of pride and ownership. As the competition heated up, rival companies were also innovating. General Motors was introducing its sleek models, while Chrysler was known for its stylish designs. Yet Ford's approach was unique. It was about more than just performance or aesthetics. The ethos was rooted in a desire to create vehicles that families could rely on, cars that could carry dreams down the open road. The camaraderie among workers and engineers at Ford was palpable, with each day bringing new challenges and breakthroughs. In this atmosphere of creativity and rivalry, the culture of Detroit in the late 1950s was not just about creating cars, it was about crafting a legacy. The excitement of the assembly lines, the hum of machinery, and the passionate discussions among designers and engineers fueled a relentless pursuit of excellence. It was a time when the American dream was not just a phrase but a tangible reality, and the automobiles being crafted were the vehicles of that dream. As the teams rallied together, they were not just building cars. They were laying the groundwork for a legacy that would resonate with generations to come, preparing the stage for a new icon that would soon capture the spirit of America. As the 1960s dawned, America was in the midst of an exhilarating transformation. The air was thick with hope and ambition, resonating with the rhythms of rock and roll, as artists like Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry captured the hearts of a generation. If you were around back then, you could feel the pulse of the nation. It was a time when the youth craved freedom, adventure, and a sense of identity that could be found behind the wheel of a car. The drive-in theaters were bursting with life, where couples would nestle into their seats, popcorn in hand, under the shimmering stars, all while the latest hits played on the radio. And amidst this vibrant cultural tapestry, the Ford Falcon emerged as a beacon of practicality and style. It was not just a car. It was a symbol of the American spirit, a response to the desires of families seeking an affordable yet reliable vehicle. With a starting price of around $1,912, it was within reach for many, offering a compact design that was perfect for navigating the bustling streets of suburbia. Young Americans were looking for something that represented their aspirations, and the Falcon embodied that dream, an economical choice that didn't skimp on character. While the nation held its breath, captivated by the unfolding space race, the Falcon became a part of the everyday lives of countless families. It was a time when the idea of reaching for the stars was not just a metaphor. It was a reality being chased by astronauts and scientists alike. The Falcon's design team, led by Harold McDonald, understood this cultural shift. They crafted a car that resonated with the optimism of the era, featuring simple yet functional styling that appealed to the masses. The Falcon was equipped with an inline-six engine, a modest but spirited powerhouse that delivered 90 horsepower and made you feel every bit of that power as you cruised down the highway. The 3-speed manual transmission offered a sense of control and engagement that was becoming increasingly sought after by young drivers eager to feel the road beneath them. As families loaded up the Falcon for weekend getaways, the car became a vessel of memories. Road trips filled with laughter, music blaring from the radio, and the promise of adventure just around the bend. In this time of transition, the Falcon stood as a testament to the changing landscape of American society. It was a car designed for the modern family, a reflection of the shifting values and aspirations of a nation on the brink of new frontiers. The optimism of the era and the desire for practicality converged beautifully within the sleek lines of the Ford Falcon, a true answer to the call of a generation longing for both freedom and functionality. This was more than a vehicle. It was a companion for the journey, a piece of the American dream that so many held dear. As we slide into the heart of the 1960 Ford Falcon, let's lift the hood and explore what lay beneath that sleek, compact exterior. Now, if you were lucky enough to own one of these beauties, you'd remember that unmistakable feeling of pride as you turned the key in the ignition. The engine roared to life with a throaty growl, a sound that felt like an invitation to adventure. Under that long hood was an inline-six engine boasting 144 cubic inches of displacement. While it wasn't a big block V8 like those muscle cars that would soon dominate the streets, this engine was something special in its own right. With 90 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque, it was a marvel of efficiency that spoke to the needs of everyday Americans. Picture yourself cruising down the boulevard, the sun setting in the rearview mirror, and the radio playing the latest tunes from the likes of Elvis and Buddy Holly. As you pressed down on the accelerator, you could feel that smooth power surge through the car, urging you forward with a reassuring hum. It wasn't the kind of engine that would leave you breathless with adrenaline, but it was perfectly suited for the family road trips and weekend outings that defined the era. The Falcon's inline-six was known for its reliability, which meant that families could count on it for those long drives to the beach or the mountains where memories were created and cherished. The 3-speed manual transmission, or the optional 2-speed Ford-O-Matic automatic, offered a driving experience that was both engaging and accessible. Shifting through gears felt like a dance, each movement connecting you further to the car and the open road. It was an invitation to partake in the burgeoning cruising culture of the time, where the thrill of driving was as much about the journey as it was about the destination. The Falcon's performance may not have been jaw-dropping, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of approximately 15.3 seconds, but what it lacked in raw speed, it more than made up for in character and charm. This engine represented more than just power. It was a reflection of an American ethos, practicality, dependability, and a spirit of adventure. Families didn't need a race car to enjoy the freedom of the road. They needed a vehicle that was affordable, functional, and fun. The Falcon embodied that dream, perfectly marrying performance with the everyday realities of life. In a time when the country was buzzing with optimism and possibility, the Ford Falcon was more than just a car. It was a trusted companion, ready to take you wherever the road might lead. As we slide into the heart of the 1960s, it's impossible not to marvel at the design of the Ford Falcon. Crafted under the watchful eye of chief designer Harold McDonald, this car was more than just a vehicle. It was a statement, a reflection of the era's spirit. The Falcon's compact design was not merely a nod to practicality. It was a symphony of form and function that resonated with the American public. With its sleek lines and straightforward styling, the Falcon captured the essence of a generation eager for freedom and adventure. Picture yourself behind the wheel, feeling the smooth contours of the steering wheel beneath your hands, the cool metal gleaming in the sun. You take a deep breath, filled with the scent of fresh upholstery, and as you glance down the long hood, you can't help but feel a swell of pride. That hood, stretching ahead like an invitation to the open road, promised escape and exploration. The view was mesmerizing, a reminder of the limitless possibilities that lay just beyond the horizon. Inside, the Falcon welcomed you with a simplicity that was both comforting and appealing. The dashboard, uncluttered yet functional, featured easy-to-read gauges that gave you a sense of control and confidence. It was designed with families in mind, spacious enough to accommodate children giggling in the back seat during long drives to the beach or the drive-in theater. Every detail was considered, from the generous legroom to the well-placed controls, allowing the driver to focus on the journey ahead rather than the mechanics of the car. And let's not forget the thrill of turning the key in the ignition. The moment that inline-six engine roared to life, you felt a connection, an exhilarating bond between man and machine. With 90 horsepower at your disposal, the Falcon may not have been a muscle car, but it offered a spirited performance that made you feel alive. The smooth ride, thanks to its independent front suspension, made every trip an enjoyable experience, whether you were cruising down the boulevard or navigating the back roads. In those days, the Falcon wasn't just a means of transportation. It was a vessel of memories, a car that carried dreams and aspirations. Families piled in for weekend getaways, friends loaded up for late-night adventures, and lovers set out on romantic drives under the stars. The Falcon was there for it all, a reliable companion that made every journey feel special. It embodied the hope and optimism of the time, a symbol of American ingenuity and the pursuit of happiness. Each mile traveled in a Ford Falcon was a testament to the freedom of the open road, a celebration of life in a beautifully designed package that brought joy to countless families across the nation. With the dawn of the 1960s, the American automotive landscape was buzzing with an electrifying energy that mirrored the aspirations of a nation on the move. Enter the 1960 Ford Falcon, a compact car that quickly claimed its throne as the king of the road. As it rolled out of the production lines at the Ford Motor Company, a sense of excitement filled the air. Families were eager to embrace this new wave of practicality and style, and the Falcon was there to meet the moment. But let's not forget about the competition that the Falcon faced. The streets of America were alive with the presence of rivals like the Chevrolet Corvair, Plymouth Valiant, and AMC Rambler American. Each of these contenders had their own charm, yet the Falcon stood out like a beacon of efficiency and affordability. Picture this. On a crisp Saturday evening, car enthusiasts gathered at the local drive-in theater, engines purring, ready for a night of cinema under the stars. It was here that the Falcon's sleek lines and compact design caught eyes and turned heads, drawing admiration from onlookers. With its unibody construction, the Falcon offered a ride that was both nimble and composed, making it a favorite for those who craved a responsive driving experience. As families piled into their Falcons ready for weekend getaways, they felt a sense of pride knowing they were behind the wheel of a vehicle that was not only economical but also stylish. The Falcon's inline-six engine, with its modest yet spirited 90 horsepower, was more than sufficient for cruising down the boulevard or darting through city streets. In stoplight drag races, the Falcon might not have had the raw power of its muscle car cousins, but what it lacked in brute force, it made up for in agility and reliability. Imagine the thrill of those moments. Engines roaring, tires squealing, each driver vying for supremacy. But it was the practicality of the Falcon that often led to victorious smiles at the finish line. As the competition heated up, the Falcon's charm continued to resonate with the American public. It was more than just a machine. It was a member of the family, a trusted companion on countless adventures. The stories flowed as freely as the gasoline. Tales of road trips along Route 66, spontaneous picnics at the local park, and the laughter of children spilling out from the back seat. The Falcon was a canvas for memories, a vessel of freedom in a time when the open road beckoned with endless possibilities. In the face of formidable competitors, the Falcon carved its niche, redefining what it meant to be a compact car in a rapidly changing world. It wasn't just about the destination, it was about the journey, and the Falcon was the perfect co-pilot for those who dared to dream big in a compact package. As the 1960s rolled on, the Ford Falcon became more than just a reliable compact car. It was a cultural touchstone, a symbol of the American way of life that resonated with families and individuals alike. If you were around back then, you'll recall how the Falcon found its way into the fabric of everyday life, cruising down sun-soaked streets, parked in driveways, and proudly displayed at countless family gatherings. It was a car that echoed the dreams and aspirations of a nation in transition, and it quickly made its mark in pop culture. You might remember the iconic television show The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, where the Falcon made several appearances, capturing the essence of suburban bliss. The beloved Nelson family often took to the road in their Falcon, embodying the wholesome, carefree spirit of the era. It wasn't just a mode of transport, it was a family member, a trusted companion on countless adventures, whether it was a weekend getaway or a summer road trip. The Falcon was often seen parked outside drive-in theaters, where families would gather to watch the latest films, a bag of popcorn in hand, and the sound of laughter filling the air. While the Falcon may not have stolen the spotlight in major motion pictures like its muscle car counterparts, it still held its own in the realm of television and everyday life. It represented a practical choice in a time when the American dream was evolving, appealing to budget-conscious consumers who sought both reliability and a slice of freedom. The Falcon's simple, straightforward styling was a reflection of the times, a no-nonsense design that spoke to the heart of the American family. The Falcon also played a role in the rise of the compact car movement, paving the way for future classics like the Ford Mustang. It was here, within the Falcon's legacy, that the seeds of performance and style were sown, as America began to embrace the notion of a smaller, yet spirited ride. The Falcon became an icon of practicality, representing the shift towards economy without sacrificing the joy of driving. And let's not forget the memories it stirred: the first car for many young drivers, a trusty steed for high school sweethearts, and a reliable friend for families embarking on summer adventures. From the laughter of children in the back seat to the thrill of a first solo drive, the Falcon was woven into the very fabric of American life. It captured the essence of freedom, independence, and the promise of the open road. In the grand tapestry of American history, the 1960 Ford Falcon stands tall, not merely as a vehicle but as a cherished memory, a reminder of a time when family meant everything and the road ahead was filled with endless possibilities. Its legacy lives on, forever enshrined in the hearts of those who experienced its charm, making it a true American icon. As we reflect on the legacy of the 1960 Ford Falcon, it becomes clear that this remarkable vehicle transcends its status as merely a car. It stands as a testament to an era that shaped the American identity. Today, collectors and enthusiasts alike seek out the Falcon not just for its affordability and reliability, but for the stories it holds within its unassuming frame. Each polished surface and chrome detail whispers tales of family road trips, Saturday night drives to the local diner, and the sweet sound of laughter echoing through the open windows, accompanied by the latest hits on the radio. These cherished memories are as invaluable as the car itself, resonating with those who experienced the golden age of American automobiles. The Falcon's significance lies in its embodiment of a simpler time, a period when families gathered around the dinner table, dreams were shared in living rooms, and the open road beckoned with the promise of adventure. It reminds us of the values that once defined our communities: hard work, resilience, and the joy of togetherness. In today's fast-paced world where technology often distances us, the Falcon serves as a bridge to those heartfelt moments, igniting nostalgia for the days when life was measured by the miles traveled and the memories created along the way. For collectors, the Ford Falcon represents more than just a classic car. It is a slice of Americana, a symbol of freedom that continues to inspire a new generation. Whether it's a pristine model displayed at car shows or a well-loved Falcon cruising down the street, its presence evokes smiles and waves from those who remember the joy it brought to their own lives. As we close the chapter on our journey through the history of the 1960 Ford Falcon, let us carry forward its spirit. In this car, we find not just steel and rubber, but a piece of our collective heart. It reminds us that no matter the changes that come with time, the essence of the American experience, family, adventure, and the open road will forever be cherished. So, the next time you see a Falcon, take a moment to appreciate what it represents: a legacy of hope, freedom, and the enduring pursuit of the American dream. Thank you for taking this trip down memory lane with us. If you enjoyed it, a subscription and a thumbs up would mean the world. We're trying to build a community here for folks who appreciate the classics, so I'd be honored if you'd share a memory of the 1960 Ford Falcon in the comments below. Let me know where you're watching from and what this car means to you. Your stories are the real history. Until next time, take care.